Hi, it's Tawny again from Endeavor Creative, and I'm here with Sandra.
Hello. Hey.
So, we're going to go even deeper now into the whole Pinterest story. And we're going to talk about those people that we know that have set up their business account, they have their content strategy, they're creating content for their target audience, and they're still struggling. So, I want to get into why does that happen? Because I know it happened to me.
Yeah,
It's
it
happening
did
to other
happen. It
people.
happened to me, right? So there are levels of Pinterest strategies, I guess. So yeah, you need to kind of keep layering on the strategy components because as you know, when we kind of covered that Pinterest is the search engine and it's a social bookmarking site. So the strategy, once you have your foundational strategy together, you really do have to hone a pinning strategy. And that pinning strategy really is focused around the Pinterest smart feed and what that smart feed wants. And the smart feed is Pinterest algorithm. And the smart feed really, what it does is it starts showing the best pins within, your kind of category, right? The best pins as opposed to the most recent pins. So it used to be like way back when that, the most recent pins you would see in your feed. And now what's happening is that Pinterest is saying we're going to, look at this content that's being shared and we're going to look at the engagement levels and we're going to look at if people seem to really like this and then we're going to show that instead. And a lot of that has to do with that keyword strategy because Pinterest is like Google, it's a search engine. So if you use, if you optimize your pins the same way you might optimize your posts, then you can, you can kind of get up there and you can start voting. I call it a vote for yourself. When you use the keywords correctly, you start showing Pinterest that, this is popular content and it's good content because it's going to show up. And then you can start getting those repins and that engagement from there. So it really starts with your keyword strategy. So important to have a really tight keyword strategy. And I find that when people are not getting the traffic, even though they might have a business account set up, they have their board set up correctly, and they're pinning and they're sharing their content, and they know what, who their audience is, it's usually because that you're lacking in the keyword strategy.
So
So that's
Pinterest doesn't know to show that pin or to,
right. Pinterest is looking for the keywords, kind of like the way that Google will like have the spiders will crawl your site and it's looking for indications of what your pin is about. Pinterest, doesn't really know that unless you have those keywords in there and even hashtags. Like that's kind of a new thing that Pinterest introduced last year was hashtags, and you want to use them as well. You don't want to go crazy with hashtags, but these two things combined, the keywords and the hashtags, are ways for you to start showing up and start getting that traffic. So when you can really have a really, really refined keyword strategy, keyword research strategy, and in my course, I actually show people how to create a keyword spreadsheet where you start doing your research so that you have these ready to go when you're pinning, which makes it really super simple. I remember when I first started pinning and understanding keywords, it was like such a pain to have to stop and research your keywords and everything because all you want to do is publish your pin, your post and your pin.
right.
But so I kind of show you in the course how to find keywords, how to find kind of ones with lot of searches and not that much competition. You can find that in Pinterest too, same way that you can in Google. And the other thing I love about this is that, and we've talked about it, right, is that not only when you start applying this keyword strategy and the SEO strategy to your pins, you wind up also doing a lot to optimize your post for Google so that you start getting traffic not only from Pinterest, but you start getting it from Google, and your images can show up in Google search. And you start, just by the fact that you're focusing on this optimization strategy overall, you're just more and you're more kind of wired to make sure that your pins and your posts are optimized. And that's what I love about this, because you start getting traffic from two sources now, and they're really incredible sources of traffic.
That's right. So that's what I really appreciated about your training, because it really was like a light bulb for me. so you write a blog post that takes a lot of effort, you make the pins, you do all this stuff, and sort of the last thing you want to do is research keywords and optimize your descriptions and your alt tags and all of this. However, this is what you teach. And when you have a system, it really doesn't take that much extra effort, but those little refinements make all the difference. And since I've been paying a lot more attention to those optimization techniques, not only am I getting better results on Pinterest, but I'm getting more traffic from Google. And my images are coming up ranking on the top row. And so what people don't understand is that image searches are 1/3 of all Google searches. So when I figured that out, I was like, this is why my traffic from Google is going up.
Right. That's beautiful.
So it's a little secret, so don't tell anybody.
Right.
It is worth the extra effort, and it isn't that much. It's not that much extra work.
Once you have the system together, and I show you that how to create that easily. I think it's just these gaps that you need to fill in.
Right.
Now, anytime that you're not getting the results, it's usually that there's just a gap, and you need to fill in the gap, and then you fill in the next gap. And that's kind of what I show you in the course. I show you how to create a really tight, seamless traffic plan and strategy around pinning. Where there's no gaps. You don't have any gaps, and nobody's going to fall through. You're not going to lose traffic. You're just going to keep getting more and more.
Should we take a look just so that we can show people where those keywords live?
Keywords are about? Yeah, sure.
Just to kind of show how it's really not that hard.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen. This is new for me. Hopefully I can do it.
There's always new tech things.
Right.
I can see it.
Okay, great. Okay, so I just did a keyword research for social media strategy, which is what, likely people will be typing in different search terms. And this is one of my pins right here. And then right below it is another pin, my social media strategy pin.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's how, you can start with the right keyword strategy, you can show up right away. And if we click on this, I'll just show you where you can add your, you would add your description right here. So when you pin, you have a place to add your description as you're sharing your pin, and that's where your keywords want to go. So you definitely want your keyword right in here. So I have a social media cheat sheet, and some more here. Click through to see all the tips. So that's where I have keywords in there. And I have the keyword also here. So this is, what I think I created when I first created the pin. So I made sure social media is in there and social media cheat sheet. So those are my two keywords for that. And then let's look at social media strategy. So yeah, and here I have social media marketing strategy. And then this is the description that is moving along with my pin. And this I added when I created my post.
Okay.
So yeah, so you just kind of add your keywords right in here. There's a section when you're pinning. A lot of people forget to put a description, and that is the opportunity for you to add your keywords. So it's super, super important that you do that. I don't have hashtags on this one because this is an older pin.
An older one.
Hashtags. And I'm already ranking for it, so I didn't find the need to, add. But I think today, as you do them more, because I think, honestly, I feel like Pinterest is kind of checking out hashtags. They used to do it in the past, and they pulled it. Now they're trying it again. And the thing with hashtags is that you don't want to go hashtag crazy, because that kind of starts looking like it's spammy. So a very judicious use of hashtags, I feel like,
Well, and it's not like Twitter and it's not like Instagram. Hashtags on Pinterest are different. And I think I was just doing it again, willy-nilly, all wrong. And you really show people how to do the right research and to figure out how to do hashtags strategically. And so that changed the game for me as well, because I was just putting a whole bunch of random hashtags like I used to do on Twitter.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you want to think about it. I mean, hashtags are another form of keywords. So, and I think the verdict's still out on how wildly people are actually searching hashtags over just typing in keywords. So,
Yeah.
I think you want to use, one or two, and you want to use maybe one that has not that many pins that you're competing with, and then maybe one that has more pins that you're competing with. So like you really don't want to be using a hashtag that has like 300,000 other pins, because you're not going to have an opportunity to show. You want to look for hashtags that maybe have, 2,000. I give a range. I try to, when I'm adding hashtags, I include a range of competitiveness. So I might go for a hashtag that has 2,000 other pins, or I might go then for a hashtag that has 15,000, and then go for the high end. So I think that's a good strategy, a good way to use those hashtags.
Well, you always have a strategy behind what you do, whereas I just do things and hope it works out.
So,
But then I learn, and I refine.
so that's kind of how you want to start approaching your
Yeah.
hashtags, or I'm sorry, your keywords. And once you start doing that, and there are other places to add your keywords, right? So like it's not only in the pin. So you want to have your whole account set up for keyword rich descriptions everywhere, in your board titles, in your profile, in your boards, and in your pins. And not only that, you also want to have those, make sure those are back on your post, because there is a correlation, especially when you can bold your target keyword like high up in the first 100 words or something like that on your post.
Yeah.
There's a relationship there that happens with Pinterest traffic. So yeah, there's a whole lot to keyword. This is just kind of skimming the surface. Keywords, this opens like Pandora's box. There's a lot to it, but it's easy when you know. That's the way
So I think you only have to learn it once.
You only have to learn it once.
Create the system, and it's those details I found that really matter. Because just putting a pin up on Pinterest, when I first started, I was like in tears because I thought the design was good. I think my writing was good. I was following all the advice, and I wasn't getting any repins, no traffic, and I was really, really close to giving up because I didn't know what it was. Maybe just people don't like me, but it really comes down to all these details. And once you have it set up,
I'm so glad that you didn't give up, and I think that's the thing that maybe other people experience the same thing, is that you feel like, okay, I keep hearing that Pinterest is great for traffic, and then you try it and you don't get that traffic, and you start thinking, well, maybe it's just not for my business, maybe it's just not going to work for me, and so you start to move away from it and go to maybe Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. But if you hang in there, and when you know the strategies, I mean, it really is a game changer, because you start to see that traffic happen, and not only do you start to see it happen right away, but you will over time see it continue to go up because of the viral aspect to Pinterest. That once you get more repins and reclicks, then Pinterest is going to show your pins more, and that you're going to get more traffic. So when you have those strategies around your keywords, and you have the strategies around your pins that you're sharing, and you have the strategy around where you're sharing your pins, then it's really just a goldmine opportunity for traffic. And you can totally do it.
Can you stop sharing are we ready to? Yeah. I don't think I can stop sharing this, so if you could. There we are. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, I really bombed it on Pinterest, and then what I did was I got mad. I'm like, everybody's getting these massive results, and why isn't it working for me? And so I said, you know what, just like anything, I decided to really dig in. I cleared some time. I learned everything I could. Yeah. And it was a lot of trial and error. And it took me months and months and months to kind of crack it. But I was determined to do it. And when I took your course recently, it was, where was this last year? Where was this in my life? So that's one reason why I wanted to share it, because it's not just, how to get started on Pinterest. It's really learning those important foundational strategies.
Right. And you're even able to refine some of your strategies now, even now that you know a lot about Pinterest, like it's, you're able to round out your strategy. I think you've mentioned a couple times from the course. So it's,
Oh yeah, like you said, there's always like a gap, and sometimes it's just, oh, it's that one little thing, that one detail.
right,
And then I was on a plateau, and then when I took the course, now I'm starting to see forward movement again. So I think it's great for people who are just starting out, and also for people like me who have had good results, but I want 10 times traffic. Like I want to be where you are.
you want to get it all. Yeah.
So why don't we talk about what your course is and what people could expect, like what's involved?
Sure, sure. So the course is called the Pinterest Traffic Bootcamp. And what's inside of it is basically I show you how to put all of these strategies together. So I take you from the beginning of setting that Pinterest account up for the traffic and the profits. I show you exactly what you need to do on your profile and your boards and your pins, your descriptions and things like that. Then I move you into creating that really visually stunning content, the pins, and how to do that, and how to really make your brand stand out, how to train people to click on your pins. And it's super easy to do. So I walk you through the elements that are important in terms of the fonts and the graphics and how to put that all together so that even if you're not really a designer, you kind of feel like you're shooting in the dark when it comes to design. It's so super simple for you to get that traffic happening and to create those pins that really stand out and capture your audience's attention. And I also give you templates. So I have like what I call traffic templates all ready for you to go, for you to use. So, you can just like gate swing and you don't have to worry about that. I know like some people might feel like, well, I'm not really that good at design, or I feel kind of creatively challenged in that aspect. Does that mean I'm not going to get results? But I walk you through how to really easily do this in Canva, how to put it all together. You're going to be over my shoulder, and I'm showing you how you can do it very quickly. And then I walk you through the next level strategy, which is to optimize your pins. And I go through all of that, the keywords, where to find keywords, where to place them, how to kind of create a keyword library that you can always pull from. Same thing with hashtags. So I show you kind of these hidden gem, what I call them hidden gem places to find those keywords, because I know people are always asking me, like, how do I find the keywords? And I struggled with that for a while too. Like, do I find them through the keyword planner, or do I find them, how do I go about finding these keywords?
Right.
I'll walk you through that. And then the third level of the strategy, which is the pinning strategically, the actively sharing of your pins. Where to share them, what group boards you want to get involved with, what tribes. Tribes are another aspect. It's another kind of, it's like group boards. But I show you the difference between sharing to your personal boards, to sharing to group boards, to sharing to tribe boards, when you should be sharing other people's content versus your own. So I like how to really navigate the sharing strategically, and then looking at your analytics to know what's working for you. I show you some of those essential data things, that data that you need to be paying attention to and tracking, so that you can refine your strategy and just keep, for the next month, get even more traffic. So I walk you through all of that. And then the last module is how to convert all of these Pinterest followers and fans that you're getting, all of this traffic, into subscribers and paying customers. So I walk you through what I call the conversion machine, where we look at how to optimize your website for all of this traffic that you're going to be getting, so that people don't just leave, they stay with you, you start engaging with them, you start emailing them, and then you start selling them your services and products. So it's really a soup to nuts Pinterest funnel type thing, where you get that traffic, you lay the foundation, you get that traffic, you hone your strategies, and then you convert them into subscribers and customers.
Right. So it goes so much deeper than just how to get started with Pinterest.
Right.
It really
It is like how to build your business with Pinterest. That really is.
Right. Well, I think it's amazing, and I think it's going to help a lot of people.
I think so too. I think everybody should know about it. I think everybody should leverage Pinterest. And I do feel like there's a long way to do it and there's a short way to do it. And I know what you're saying when you say like trial and error. I mean, I tripped over myself too first learning Pinterest, and I wish I had a course like this too, because it just helps you get there quicker. And we all know that, who has a ton of time, right? To be like trying to do all this research and figure it out, you know, slowly kind of getting there. When you really want to get that traffic going, you know, I would
And
say.
I think investing in the time that it takes to set it up and to sort it all out, get your system, is so worth it, because traffic is very hard to come by. It's so competitive out there.
And once you put the work in up front and you have these systems that I show you in the course, what happens is you find that you can, like, if you have to pull back, like for whatever reason, you're not, you know, you're not able to tend to Pinterest as much as you were. I'm still getting traffic and I'm still getting the same number of subscribers. And I think this is an important thing, because I had the strategy, which, you know, you guys can have too, because when you have the strategy, your content is working for you. Still, it's working to bring those subscribers. And again, it's been, you know, a year and a half. And so that just couldn't happen with Facebook or Instagram. You're just not going to see that.
The lifespan of that content is just like 10 or 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Pinterest is the longest, right? So it's the longest shelf life.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for all of your advice and your tips and walking us through all of this.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, so it's been great.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to leave a link below this video to your course so people can learn more about it and they can enroll, hopefully. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can always find me at endeavorcreative.com. If you want to hop on a call and do a brainstorming session about Pinterest, I'd love to chat with you.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So
I wonder, you know, is this really for my business? So if I'll do a call and just.
I'm always happy to do those little strategy sessions and answer questions for people. You can also email me if you're intimidated to hop on a call with me. You know, some people don't.
I hear you. Right.
If you just want to email me, you can always find me and do that too, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. So thanks again, Sandra, so much.
So happy to be here. All right, I'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Bye.